Hello there and welcome to MarketSquare. My name is Oluwak Pelumi Awe, and as always, I'm happy you joined in today. Let's start with the reports that fintech companies like Kuda Microfinance and OPay have resumed onboarding new customers on their platform. This was announced on their X account on Monday. On the screen right now, you have a post made by OPay to customers that says, "We are thrilled to announce that the Central Bank of Nigeria has given OPay the thumbs up to resume onboarding new users. This milestone highlights our dedication following the rules, keeping your information safe and secure, and preventing any shady activity." You also have the post made by Kuda to customers that says, "We have good news. As you probably already know, we have been working with the CBN to meet recent regulatory requirements by putting more accounts control in place. Based on the work we have done, we will resume signing up new customers this week." On the 29th of April 2024, the CBN asked all fintech companies to temporarily halt customer sign-ups with reference to concerns over the Know Your Customer compliance. Let me give a little bit of perspective to this. Let's say you want to open an account with Kuda, for instance. You'll be required to download the app on your phone, and you'll be asked to fill in some details about yourself, some pretty details, simple details about yourself, like your name, your gender, are you a male or a female, and other basic details. It looks like some platforms give their users the opportunity of skipping the part where they have to input critical details about themselves just after filling basic details. The Know Your Customer idea is a legal requirement in banking that ensures that banks get to know the people they are doing business with. It's a way of validating customers' identity and ensuring that customers tend to enjoy the benefit of the products they have signed up for. But more importantly for the government is to be able to track down those involved in money laundering. And to get this done, customers will need to submit their proof of identity like international passport, driving license, or ID card. Required to submit the proof of age, employment information, also proof of address, which could come from the utility bill, official correspondence, and even bank statement. The bank will then verify the information submitted by checking official databases or use an identity verification device. The move by the CBN to initiate and further intensify this KYC call is to minimize money laundering and banish terrorism financing forever in Nigeria. To leave the onboarding freeze, the CBN asked fintechs to keep to certain conditions, some of which include blocking peer-to-peer crypto transfers, implementing physical address verification for all accountiers, and ensuring facial verification for customers. Now, failure to comply could bring about heavy compliance fines and also loss of banking license for the fintechs in Nigeria. If you notice in the post while announcing the development via X by OPay, you would see that OPay reaffirmed its dedication to adhere to approved KYC verification processes and urged customers to complete the necessary verification steps for all accounts. Now, at some point, there were concerns and fears as to whether the license of OPay and Kuda have been revoked, but we later found out that it was untrue. If you intend to open an account with OPay or Kuda, for instance, you can go ahead to do that. And other fintech platforms like PalmPay and all, you can go ahead to do that once they make an announcement that they are now eligible. But because I'm guessing that it's not all of them that are eligible to do that now. Any fintech company that meet the requirement of the CBN will get a thumbs up, and that signals that they can resume the onboarding of new customers on their platform. Moving on, the Central Bank of Nigeria has directed that international oil companies such as Shell, Petroleum Development Company of Nigeria Limited, ExxonMobil, Total Energies, and others can sell their retained 50% of the repatriated export proceeds in the Nigerian foreign exchange market. On the 14th of February 2024, the CBN announced the limits on the transfers of crude oil export proceeds by international oil companies. Usually, when these IOCs, international oil companies, sell their oil abroad and get money back, which is their export proceeds, they can just take all the money and send out of the country. Banks were then instructed to transfer only 50% of the repatriated export proceeds to the parent company account of international oil companies offshore, with the remaining 50% to be repatriated only after 90 days. That's like after 3 months. It was said that these transfers of 50% affected domestic foreign exchange market liquidity and sought to reverse the trend through ongoing reforms. CBN has now made an adjustment to the directive in one of its latest circular. International oil companies can now repatriate 50% of their export proceeds immediately or as needed, while the remaining 50% can be used to settle financial obligations in Nigeria. Some of the financial obligations are balance for cash calls, domestic loan principal, and interest payments, even as much as transaction taxes and education taxes. The IOCs can sell to authorized dealers who trade foreign currency, and these dealers can then sell it to people who need foreign currency for approved reasons. What this will do in the long run will allow international oil companies to sell their retained proceeds in the Nigerian market. The CBN seeks to boost dollar supply and ease pressure on the foreign exchange market and then promote economic growth. So when they are able to sell the export proceeds in Nigeria, what that will do is it will bring about as much as increased supply of foreign currency, improve our foreign reserve, and then what that will do to us is that it then helps our naira to get appreciated over a period of time, and that could only lead to improved economic growth in our country. Let's now do the numbers. Some positives yesterday as the all-share index rose 0.24% to 99,284.38 points from 99,051.02 points. Investors gained about 132.01 billion naira as market capitalization rose to 56.16 trillion naira, and year-to-date return grew to 32.78%. With regards to foreign exchange, going by the NatFest rate, naira appreciated by 0.17% from 1,489.8 naira per dollar to 1,486.55 naira per dollar, while the Bureau de change rate appreciated by 0.27% from 1,478 naira per dollar to 1,482 naira per dollar. Lastly, on the show today, for the very first time in a single month in 2024, the Central Bank of Nigeria made its highest dollar sale of $475 million in May. This is according to data from the FMDQ Securities Exchange. In terms of volume of dollar sales this year, in March, CBN sold about $189 million, and in April, CBN sold $151 million. If you combine these figures together, it still does not equal the sale made in the month of May 2024. On 3 occasions in a single month, in the month of May, the CBN sold dollars worth $141 million. At some point, it was looking like foreign investors were growing cold feet towards Nigeria due to the naira instability and value unpredictability, with investor inflows into foreign market falling nearly by 20% in April. The local currency bond market is also not attractive to foreign investors anymore, with inflation rate rising to 33.69% in April. The CBN, the Central Bank of Nigeria, had to intervene as foreign investment inflows slowed at some point in the first quarter of 2024, which was caused by the instability of the naira and the ongoing inflation in the country. Someone is going to ask, but do you think this is a good thing that we sold so much in the month of May? Well, the thing is, when you have a lot of demand in the market with little supply, what then happens is that the value of that particular currency goes up. So saying that if people demand more for dollar, if you demand more for dollar in a month and they can't have it, what that would do is that to get it from anyone who has it, the person might need to charge them more, and that's like a game of currencies. Yeah. So what has happened is that the CBN had to intervene into the market to ensure that we have more money, more dollar available for people who want to get the money, get dollar to pay for bills, to do stuffs. And that's what happened in the month of May. Whether we like it or not, the CBN will always need to intervene in the market at some point. And that's part of it. That's part of the job of the CBN. That's part of the responsibility of the team at the Central Bank of Nigeria to ensure that the economy goes in the right direction, and also to prevent the kind of depreciation of the naira that we saw earlier in the year, in April, in February, and in March. It was not easy at all for many people who needed to use dollar to make some transactions. So the CBN will keep intervening for as long as it deems fit to ensure that the value of naira remains, and the value of naira keeps appreciating, and we don't have so much of a difference between today's value and yesterday's value, or tomorrow's value and today's value. And that's something that the CBN will always need to do. And hopefully, let's say up until the third quarter of the year, we may see that trend even go higher as much as possible. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms. Let me get your comment as to what you think about this. My name remains Oluwak Pelomi. I look forward to seeing you on the next one.